नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा. Welcome all of you to our daily Bhagavad Gita reading session. We are reading Bhagavad Gita as it is by His Divine Grace, Abhay Charanaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. He has named this chapter as Contents of Gita Summarized. So this is basically essence of all the entire Bhagavad Gita. Although he will touch upon, Krishna will touch upon those concepts in a brief, and the same concept he has expanded throughout the remaining chapter. Hence, this is a good prelude to rest of the chapter. And until yesterday, we had discussed up to 2.21. We have recited 2.22, but today we'll see through the purport. I will share my screen now and see in a moment. वासांसि जीर्णानि यथा विहाय नवानि गृह्णाति नरोपराणि तथा शरीराणि विहाय जीर्णानि अन्यानि संयाति नवानि देहि. What this verse means, like a person throw away or gives up the old clothes. When the cloth becomes old or not good to use, then that person gives up the clothes. All of us do that, and we accept a new one. We go to the market and purchase a new cloth. So similarly, this soul, which is basically dressed in this body is a dress to the soul. That soul also gives up this old bodies when this body is no more useful, and it takes up another new body. So a very good analogy is given. So let us see what is there in the purport. Change of body by the atomic individual soul is an accepted fact. Even the modern scientists who do not believe in the existence of the soul, but at the same time cannot explain the source of energy from the heart, have to accept continuous changes of body which appear from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth and again from youth to old age. From old age, the change is transferred to another body. This has already been explained in a previous verse 2.13. In 2.13, what Krishna spoke, Dehino asmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhiras tatra namuhyati. A dhira, a sober person who is in knowledge. What knowledge? Dehino asmin, in this body, Dehino is the soul, asmin dehe, in this body, goes through various transformations. What are those transformations? Kaumarang, Yauvanam, Jara, boyhood, youthhood, and old age. Likewise, Tatha, Dehantara, Deha Antara, it goes to another body. Dehantara Praptir. So who knows this, he is a sober person, who is in this knowledge. Dhira. Tatra na muhyati. He never laments. He never bewildered. He never disturbed. So the same fact is being repeated here. You see, the modern scientists, they do not believe in the existence of the soul because science is kind of experimental based. That means if they cannot see anything, they will not believe it. But we have many instances which the old scientists didn't believe. In the modern age, after discovery, that again come to believe. Science was always part of the society. And suppose, let's say, the sound wave, that was always there. But before its discovery, people didn't believe. When some scientists discovered it and substantiate with some experimental results, then people started believing. Similarly, there are many things which by the grace of Lord is revealed to mankind. There are many things which is not revealed, or which is not revealed to the masses. A few special person, by the mercy of the Lord, that is revealed. So although the scientists, they do not believe in the existence of the soul, but you see, throughout the world, various religions have accepted that yes, in this body there is a higher faculty. Otherwise, what is the point? When somebody come into existence and then he will disappear someday, and there is nothing for this. It seems very abstract, absurd. Okay, so the whole world is running, even the science is running in the theory of cause and effect. So for a living being, what was the cause for him to come into existence? And what will be the cause for him to disappear? And then what will happen to next? So if it is just a one life, one time, and there is nothing called soul, everything is body, and when somebody dies, nothing really is there, that seems very absurd. And then there are many cases of reincarnation. You see, Chaitanya Charan Prabhu, one of senior ISKCON devotee, have written a book on this specifically. He has taken various examples from throughout the world, which has been published in either very recognized magazines or some authorized books. People have extensively researched this and written and published several articles and books on this. And most of them are also foreigners. And those cases are not only from India, throughout the world. People, after their birth, very categorically remembered their previous lives and without any knowledge. Like some people, they used to speak various other languages, which their family members are not used to it. So it's a surprise to them. That means, like you are living your life, one fine day you wake up and you reveal, you experience that you can speak 10 different languages. So will it not be a surprise? Yes. Where does it come from? You have not studied that. And very precisely they have, described, okay, in their previous life, what was their name, and how many children they have, in which city they used to live, uh, uh, and somebody also very specifically has to reveal, some scar mark in some private parts of uh, their spouses. It's not very ordinary. It's something very unusual. So to that extent, people have means there are stories, number of stories. So that means how to explain this? If soul didn't exist, then how to explain this? You say, and how come that person remembers so many things about their past life? And this is not one such case. There are many cases. So even some, not all scientists, some scientists believe, okay, that there is existence of the soul. Okay, let's go to the next page. Transference of the atomic individual soul to another body is made possible by the grace of super soul. The super soul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another. We have already studied in the introduction law of last thought. And throughout the life, whatever a person does, at the end of his life, two things will be checked: quality of his desire and quality of his activities. Quality of his desire and quality of his activities will be checked, and accordingly a new body will be given. Suppose desire, like you have a desire to stay in 5-star hotel, but then you should have money, you should have some kind of arrangements, or some kind of friends who can gift you or award you that facility. Otherwise, only you desire things will not happen. You should earn that thing. So similarly, you may desire various things, but if your activities do not qualify that, you might not get that. You might get which is appropriate for that. So similarly, quality of the desire and quality of the activities will be checked, and you will be awarded the next body so that you can fulfill those desires. This is what is the law of the nature, law of the last thought. And Krishna speaks that antakale cha mameva smaran mutva kalevaram. Whoever at the time of living body remembers me, he will come to me. As simple as that. How can we remember Krishna at the time of the death? If throughout our living we have practiced, why we are chanting the holy name of the Lord? Just to remember him at the time of death. As much as we chant, as much as we hear his pastimes, as much as we engrossed ourselves in reading his literature, so that is basically we are reviving our lost memory. We are reviving our lost memory. We are uncovering our forgetfulness, so that we will develop more and more attraction towards him, and at the time of our death, we will remember. You see, you have seen the movie Three Idiots? When that hero, Sarman Joshi or so, right? He has forgotten, by some accident, he has forgotten his old memories. Then what his friends were doing? His friends were creating some environment and acting so as, they were helping them, they were helping him to remember the previous memories, just by acting. Okay, so similarly, by and at the time, means after some time, he could revive his old memory. So similarly, we are chanting the holy name of the Lord. Okay, so this chanting will revive our forgetfulness. So what it is doing? It is basically why we are forgetful of our true relationship, because imagine there is a covering on top of the soul. So that's the reason the true nature of the soul is not revealed. So that covering, suppose let's say for example, you see a mirror, and the mirror remains the same, but if there is a thick covering of the dust, can you see your face? No. So first of all, what you should do? You should clean the mirror. So this cleaning is done by the chanting of the Holy Name. Similarly, our heart will be purified, clean, so that we can realize true nature of our soul. Cheto darpana marjanam. So that will happen if we chant more and more. So there is no limit to the chanting. Oh, I will chant only 4 rounds, 8 rounds. No, there is no limit to the chanting. Haridas Thakur, who is Namacharya, awarded by Sriman Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he used to chant 3 lakhs holy name. So almost 18 hours to 20 hours he used to chant the holy name of the Lord. And it's not 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. Every day he used to chant. So he was at that level. Okay. Of course, for our benefit and for our practicality, Srila Prabhupada has, made it so easy. No, you just chant 16 rounds. And when a devotee of a pure devotee of the Lord says something or said some rule, Lord also respects that. So you are the people of Kali Yuga doing various activities, going to office, taking care of children. You have various other roles. Okay, relaxed. You just chant 16 now, no problem. So we all have to try to come to that platform as soon as possible, as quick as possible. And then at least remain there till the end of our life, chanting 16 rounds the holy name of the Lord. You see, why 16 rounds is relevant? Okay, some devotee says, I heard from some devotee that in a day we breathe almost 20,000, 25,000 times. So in 16 rounds, we will have almost a similar count of the holy name. So that means at our every breath, we are remembering Krishna. So to that rate, so there is, okay, it is reasonable. So that means every breath, we remember, we associate one holy name of Krishna. That means that is good enough. Okay, so let us see here. The super soul fulfills the desire of the atomic soul as one friend fulfills the desire of another. The Vedas, like the Mundak Upanishad as well as the Svatashvara Upanishad, compare the soul and the super soul to friendly birds sitting on the same tree. One of the birds, the individual atomic soul, is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other bird, Krishna, is simply watching his prey. Of these two birds, although they are similar in quality, same in quality, one is captivated by the fruits of the material tree, while the other is simply witnessing the activities of his prey. This we have also discussed yesterday. So basically, one is busy in eating the fruit. So that means one is busy in enjoying the material objects. So that's the reason we are not able to see Krishna. So throughout all the religions in this world, they condemn this enjoyment tendency. They always recommend that you should curb, you should regulate this tendency. Okay? Why? Because that is the first way of gradually realizing your true self. If somebody is Because enjoyment is in bodily platform. If you are too much engrossed in the bodily platform, how can you realize the soul? No. That's the reason you see here these upavasas. Why? You are just neglecting the bodily hunch or the bodily desire. Okay, but you should not do so much that body will deteriorate. No, because through this body only we will do our sadhanas. Okay? But whatever is recommended and whatever is suitable for our body, we have to do some kind of austerity, and we have to gradually raise our bars. You see, yesterday our dear friend Anil Rathi has shown me some yoga posture, which is very impossible for me to complete. He is very effortlessly doing many asanas. He has shown me the picture, which is hard to imagine. And I asked, how come it is possible? He told, okay, from last 3-4 years, he's practicing. So at some point in time, he could do this difficult yoga posture. So similarly, gradually, any sadhana you can do gradually. If we started observing Ekadasi, maybe start from fruit only, okay? Then we can slowly, maybe 2 times fruit, then 1 time fruit, then with water. Then by this practice, somebody can do it without water also. So that rate, that depends on the individual. Nothing is fixed. But we have to always try to raise our bars. And that sincere try is appreciated by Krishna. You see, he offers the same benefit to Bhima, who is just fasting once in a year. That is Pandava Nirjala Ekadasi. And rest of the Pandavas are dear devotees of Krishna. So they used to fast every Ekadasi. So that means, is it like Krishna is awarding less benefit to Bhima? No. For his kind of body, for Bhima, he is Brukadara. He can eat voraciously. It means whatever 1,000 people can eat, he can eat at the same time. You see? So at his caliber, if he is fasting one day, that means it is a lot. So similarly, but Krishna knows it. What is capacity of your body. You cannot means you can know it, because he is there inside your body. So a sincere endeavor has to happen. A sincere endeavor has to happen. That Krishna says. Krishna is witnessing. Krishna is the witnessing bird, and Arjuna is the eating bird. Although they are friends, one is still the master and the other is servant. Forgetfulness of this relationship by the atomic soul is the cause of one changing its position from one tree to another, or from one body to another. The Jiva soul is struggling very hard on the tree of the material body, but as soon as he agrees to accept the other bird as the supreme spiritual master, as Arjuna agreed to do by voluntarily surrendering unto Krishna for instruction, the subordinate bird immediately becomes free from all lamentation. Both the Mundaka Upanishad and Shvetashvatara Upanishad confirms this. Samane vrikshe purusho nimagno nisaya sochati muhyamanaha justam yada pasyati anyam isham asya mahimanam iti vitasokaha. Although the two birds are in the same tree, the eating bird is fully engrossed with anxieties and moroseness as the enjoyer of the fruits of the tree. But if in some way or other he turns his face to his friend, the Lord, and knows his glories, at once the suffering bird becomes free from all anxieties. Arjuna has now turned his face towards his eternal friend, Krishna, and is understanding the Bhagavad Gita from him. You see, and thus hearing from Krishna, he can understand the supreme glories of the Lord and be freed from lamentation. Arjuna is advised herewith by the Lord not to lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and his teacher. He should rather be happy to kill their bodies in the righteous fight so that they may be cleansed at once of all reactions from various bodily activities. One who lays down his life on the sacrificial altar or in the proper battlefield is at once cleansed of bodily reactions and promoted to a higher status of life. So there was no cause for Arjuna's lamentation. Basically, I had also explained that in two ground killing is allowed in Vedic literature. One is in the sacrificial altar, in the yajnas, but not in this Kali Yuga. Because in Kali Yuga, the Brahmins are not that purified. But in other yugas, in the sacrificial fire, the Brahmana will sacrifice this animal. But then at the same time, he will award a better body for that animal or the higher body for that animal at the same time, because he has the power of the mantra. And by this, the yajna is successful or not will be determined. But in this age of Kali, nobody can award a new life to a killing animal. No, killed animal cannot. So then he has no rights to kill the animal in sacrificial altar. But in other yugas, the Brahmanas were purified, they were very competent, and they used to do this act. And in the proper battlefield, for the cause of dharma, if a Kshatriya kills someone, that is also bona fide. Because it is for ultimate good for the society. It is for greater benefit of the society. It's not a selfish act. If someone kills, let's say a soldier, you see, a soldier is killing the enemies in the border, then he is awarded, Padma Bhushan, Paramvir Chakra, all this. But the same soldier, if he kills his neighbor, then he will be punished by the government, by the court. Killing remains the same, but two different reactions. Similarly, one who fight a religious battle and give up his life, then he will be promoted to higher bodies, higher status of life. Here, Bhishma and Drona, they are virtuous person, and if they let down their life in the battlefield, they will get a better body, they will attain Swarga. So, on that ground, Krishna is telling, oh, this is a righteous battle. This battle is fought on the basis of dharma, and this is being fought in Kurukshetra, Dharma Khetre, Kurukshetre. We have seen in the first verse. So, why are you worried? Okay. So, this is the import of this verse. Hare Krishna. We are stopping here. Thank you all very much for your enthusiastic participation. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Have a nice day. Hare Krishna. Tomorrow we'll read the next verse, 2.20. Thank you.